Welcome on with a fin to build an outhouse to my off-grid cabin build site. In this episode I will install off-grid electrics and build an outhouse from scratch. I've never built anything like this before, so everything here will be new for me. But come along and see how it goes. Enjoy! I have great news. So last time I left the cabin site, I was visited by the authorities who give the road permissions for this kind of locations. And this road that I'm currently on, I will get the permission to build the road here. So in total I had to negotiate with 3 different landowners to get the road here to the middle of nowhere. But now I finally have the permission to do so. So I need to take care of that stump and the other one up here now as I have the permission to do so. I mean, it was still a little bit sketchy, but way better than last time. At some point I have to just cover this big hole that's right here with dirt, and it will be so much better to drive on this road. Otherwise the road is just fine with the tractor, but that part is horrible. Oh wow, this place feels like a jungle. There is so much more vegetation than there used to be here. I mean, this time I have a lot of stuff. Oy, 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 oy. I did have the handbrake on, not just tight enough. But anyways, I was about to say that this time I have a lot to do. My plan is to build an outhouse on this trip. So I have a lot of stuff. I need to empty this and then go pick up some more. And these right here were sent to me by the sponsor of this video, but let me tell you more about it later. Let's still cover these up if it starts raining. Oh gosh, there are already so many mosquitoes here. But I'll go now for the second supply run, so see you guys soon. I got the second batch of supplies now here, and I parked the trailer here because I was thinking that I might switch the place of the outhouse. It's currently right there, maybe 10 meters that way, and I think it's a little bit close to where I plan to build the cabin. Thankfully I have just those metal screws that I can screw off and I can build the outhouse here. Now on this trip I have so much to do. So first things first, let's make a list of all the important things. So firstly, we need to install the electrics so that I can get my fridge running. Then I need to move the foundation of the outhouse. Then we have to do the outhouse framing, the floor and toilet fitting. Then we have to do the walls, roof, door and windows, install the toilet, paint, and last but not least we have to plant potatoes. So let's see if we can complete the whole list on this trip. On the last day it's forecasting rain, so I should at least have the roof on the toilet or on the outhouse then. So let's start with the electrics. So this right here will be the power source of my off-grid cabin, at least to the point where I get the main cabin finished. It is a Bluetti Apex 300, what would I call it, a power bank or a portable power solution. I only charge this at home, but I haven't tried it yet. So let's go ahead, plug the fridge on here and see how it works. And this fridge is the exact same fridge that I used on my previous camper van, but the one that I had there I sold with the camper van, so I had to go ahead and buy a new one. It was a really good fridge, so I think it will work here as well. Does it fit there? Oh yes, that's a perfect setup. Now let's turn this thing on. Oh, we have 99% of battery in this thing. It's not turning off. Now I had to turn that on. And now the fridge works. And it started pumping. So this thing was super easy to set up. It was literally just plug and play. But now that's not all. I still have this 350 watts solar panel that I can use to charge the power bank with. The cord is not that tall. I can extend it, but I don't have the equipment with me now. I need to do that next time, but I definitely can extend these. Let's see if I can put this here. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, so with this I can adjust the angle of these solar panels. Oh shoot, it looks like it might rain. It's kind of unstable weather, so not the best time to test solar panels, but let's set up this thing already and wait for it to start shining again. Here goes the solar panel cable. We're getting some input from the DC side, only 11 watts, but I mean, it is really cloudy outside, but it definitely works now, so let's wait until it gets sunnier and then see how much it charges. And now while we wait for the sun to start shining again, let me tell you a few specs of this machine. So it's called the Bluetti Apex 300 and it has 2,764.8 watt hours of power, but you can scale that up to 58 kilowatts. It gives up to 3,840 watts of continuous power, so you can definitely use power tools with this thing. The compressor just cooled down the fridge, so let's see how much it uses. 0. So it's currently charging with 100 watts. The solar panel I have outside is 350 watts, so that's the maximum I could get. But I think it's not, I think it's not in direct sunlight. It is decent, but you can see a lot of shade on it. I definitely need to get a longer cable for the solar panels and put it somewhere, for example, on the logs. Now we can leave this beauty running here and we can cross the first things from our list. So the electrics are done. Now on this trip I will test the Bluetti Apex 300 and keep you guys updated on how it works, how it performs. However, if any one of you is interested, you can find the product listed in the description and use the code OUTWITHAFIN to get a 5% discount when purchasing. Let's hope these come off easily. Well, that was easy. That's handy. I hope this spot is as good as the previous one. Let's see. Oh, I need to take out these branches. And of course there is a rock. No way. Is it a big one? Let's see what happens. Oh no. That's better. Nice. Now I was thinking that I might still put one in the middle just to make the floor sturdier. But before that we have to go and unbox the toilet, because I have to see how large the toilet is so I don't accidentally put the last beam on the way of the toilet. I bought this kind of a composting toilet. Well, I only need this part to see how big the toilet is. Oh man, I really enjoy the wind. I'm starting to get really annoyed by the mosquitoes. Next up, I'll cover this with a little bit of fin foam. Okay, now that I'm doing this here, realizing that it won't do anything to prevent the ground from frosting, so let's not use them at all. Now we can cross over one more thing from the list. So we have now moved the foundation. Next up we need to do the framing of the outhouse. But let's check on this. 98%. So after running the fridge for a few hours, I have 98% still left in that. That's just crazy. Now I already ran out of battery in the camera, so let's plug it in here. I think it charges. Yep. Now those mosquitoes are really starting to piss me off. Now these pads are made for thermocell and not for this one, but I don't have a thermocell with me, so I was thinking that I might as well try if this works and hope it does something. I have no clue. Let's see. The wind is helping a lot, keeping those mosquitoes out. So this here prevents the moisture from these beams to soak into the wood. Now on top of the foundation, I will use this kind of pressure treated wood. I'm starting to get so annoyed of these mosquitoes. I need to go and put that hoodie on, and it means that I will be sweating like a pig. This gives at least some protection. Now that's almost a perfect square. Oh no, it's starting to rain. Very typical Finnish summer weather. It's all sunny and now there's a really dark cloud. Let's have a small snack break here and then continue. Wow, it is really windy. It is so nice to get something cold to drink on a hot day like this. It's already 6 p.m. so I really want to have a small snack break now, then go continue working and do dinner when I finish the day. it didn't start pouring after all, it was just a small drizzle. So let's get back to work. There we go. That there is a little bit wobbly, but overall I think it's sturdy enough. Now if I have the toilet here, how will I attach the floor if I don't put beams on these ends as well? Now I also noticed that I think it doesn't go deep enough, so I have to dig that a little bit deeper now. Oh, come on. There we go. There's so big roots under here everywhere. Now that looks more like it. Now that I'm looking at this, I think I bought a little bit too sturdy beams for an outhouse. Are they like 2x4s for an outhouse? Alright, so I used these leftover corner brackets that I had from my van build. Now let's put a temporary support structure here, so they won't tip over that easily. By the way, I think it would be wise to state that this is the first outhouse I'm ever building, and it's the first structure like this I am building completely by myself. When I was a kid, I was building stuff together with my dad and my siblings, but this is the first time I'm building anything like this myself. An outhouse is a great project to start with because it doesn't have to be perfect. It is just a cold building that you go take a shit in. I need to go get those ladders. So this right here will be the roof line, and then the roof beam will come on top there. I still want to go a little bit further to look at it. Really good that I came back here, because as you see now, those are not straight at all. If I were to cut it now, it would have been horrible once I put the upper beam of the roof on place. I mean, it's nice and steep. It's over 15, not sure exactly what's the angle now, but that's definitely better at keeping the snow and everything off from there. Oi, oi, oi. Of course it dropped on screws. It's really starting to get its shape, I'd say. But I still have to do a few things here. It's already almost 9 p.m. but I really want to get the framing done today. Just a temporary board there, so I can get this up. It's almost perfectly level as well. That is so good. However, I noticed that this one here in the middle is not completely straight. But I think it's because these two on the middle might be a little bit off, or they are not completely straight. But I don't think that it matters that much, as the one in the front and the one in the back are straight. But it's getting so late. It's already past 9 p.m. So I need something to motivate me to continue building the frame. Okay, let's finish the frame now. And oh boy, it's starting to look so good. I mean, I don't know, the doorway looks huge, but once I step over here, there is barely enough space. I mean, it definitely helped, but it's still a little bit wobbly. I don't know, let's see. I think it will work for just an outhouse like this. I can't put any diagonal support here in the front because there is the door. And it doesn't shake anymore. Yes. Oh, the frame is finally ready, and it's already past 10 p.m. It took pretty long, but I'm really satisfied on how it turned out. Let's continue with that tomorrow. I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Now we can finally cross over the outhouse framing. That took a long time. For dinner I'm gonna have some gyros and tzatziki chicken. I mean, honestly, the best part about having a fridge and electricity here is that I can get cold beer. I rarely drink at home, but being out here at the cabin site after a long, exhausting work day, nothing just beats the feeling of having grilled food and a cold beer. So that's a big bonus. Of course, in addition, being able to take food with me. That was a close one. I'm just crazy hungry. Now that's done. By the way, I don't know if all of you know this, but in Finland we have this thing called the nightless night in the summer. So during the summer the sun doesn't set at all. Like you see here, it's currently midnight almost, and it is so bright. You don't have to go that much more north where the sun doesn't set at all. I still have 90% of battery left inside this one. Tomorrow we have still a lot to do, so let's continue working in the morning. See you guys then. Good night. What? My fridge is not on. Huh? But this is on. Why did it turn off the AC? I think that because it was cold during the night and the fridge compressor didn't run or cool down the fridge during the night that often, that the power system went into power saving mode. Anyways, good morning. I mean, it's a beautiful day. Okay, yeah, so I'm just reading online that if it doesn't get power in 1 to 4 hours with eco mode on, I think I had that on, it will automatically turn off the AC. Now that's done. I need to switch this and set up my phone here because I am about to host a live stream from here for the first time. I've always had this idea that it would be so much fun to have a live stream from here when I'm building, but the internet connection here is so bad, but I'm willing to risk it now. So let's see if the internet is good enough here to just have a live stream event. I will be filming this video at the same time as well, at least I'll try. Next thing on our list is to do the floor and toilet fitting. Oh man, I have 2 cameras now, I don't know which one I should talk to. Let's see. It fits. Yes, that's perfect. There we go. Okay, that was fun. Just had almost a 3-hour live stream where I finished this floor completely. So if you want to watch that, I'll put it up here if I can, and if not, you can just find it from my channel, from the streams, and there is the Outhouse building to my off-grid sites live stream. That's good. So like I thought, I dug a too deep hole here, so I'll put some thin foam underneath and it will insulate this one, and also it should not hang on this board, so it needs to sit on the ground. That's really good. Now you can see that there is a gap between here, so I have to go ahead and try closing those with something at some point. But don't need to worry about it on this trip. And we just got one more task finished. The floor and toilet fitting. Next up, we need to do the walls. For the walls, I'm using this kind of, was it like TNG board? So the other side here has this kind of a thinner part, and the other side has this kind of a groove. So I will put the groove going downwards, and when it rains, the water will glide from top to bottom without getting in between there. I think I didn't buy correct nails. These look like they are supposed to go in a nail gun or something. They are glued onto each other really hardly. I mean, I can get them separated, but it just takes a lot of work. Okay, so I just decided that it will nail it from here on the side, because as you see, I can't really get these nailed properly from the edge, and they are visible anyways. So I'm just going to do it this way. Also, if I can't get it to sink to the wood, it leaves a small gap for water to go inside. This way, water is not getting inside. Now we have the first wall done. There is a small gap up here that I have to do something about, but I think I will... Okay, I realized how I can fix it. I can put a board down here, one board on the back, and that will block all the bugs from getting inside. But I'll do it later, so let's continue framing the wall. It is so annoying that I have to separate all these from each other individually. Oh shoot, oh gosh. I really hope I didn't just lose my files. For some reason the camera shows that the SD card I have is not compatible and it needs formatting. That have happened to me previously, and then I lost all my files. So I really hope I didn't lose my files from 2 days of filming here. This wall is all paneled up. Now I just need to cut it to shape. Okay, I'll try to use the circular saw. Now this side is complete. Now just a quick and easy lunch. So I really don't know what happened. I was filming like regularly. I went to change the battery, and when I restarted the camera, it just said that the SD card is corrupt or it's not suitable for the camera. Now I don't know if I lost the footage or if I have the footage. Do I film you guys in a way that I don't have the footage, or can I just trust that I have the footage? The solar panels are almost in direct sunlight, so let's move it a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Now let's check that out. We're getting 150 watts in. That's really nice. I mean, it is just so satisfying assembling these here. Alright, I just got a call from my spouse that she's coming here now, so I need to drive with the tractor to the nearest road. She got a laptop with her, so we're going to check if my files are corrupt or not. Let's hope for the best. Alright, wish me luck, guys. I'll see you soon. No luck. I don't yet know if my files are corrupt or not. At least on a laptop I couldn't open the SD card. Oh, I just remembered I have to put my power tool batteries to charge as well, so let's do that. Oi, oi, oi. We are really taking power out of this. It's already 4 p.m. and I don't yet have a roof in my outhouse. It's supposed to start raining at 10 p.m. so we have to get that finished before that. Okay guys, don't take an example of me. I was thinking that I could put this big plywood here, but you can see how it bends from that edge because there's nothing under there that would support it. So I think I have to, okay, yeah, I have to make some adjustments here. So I put those boards up there mainly for aesthetics, but also so it's much easier to measure the whole area that I need to cover with plywood. Oh wow, it is already looking so amazing. Can't really wait to get this finished. We are getting some darker clouds there, and well, it depends which forecast you trust, but in 3 or 4 hours we should get rain. Might as well just put the metal sheets up there as well. But before the metal sheets, I'm going to put this under there. It's a thin layer of plastic that will help protect the plywood up there. And I'm just using staples to put it on place. A little bit sketchy being on the roof, but if it holds snow, it should hold my weight as well. Now I'll drop the roll. Oi, oi, oi. I got the bottom half done. And I can't put the metal sheet straight on this one. I need to have it lifted a little bit so that air passes through and all the condensation, possible condensation, can dry up. Okay, time to go down. And then it's time to bring the sheet metal up here. You can see that the screws I'm using, they have this kind of a sealant in them, and once I screw it down, this should last years without leaking. And if it does leak, I have that nice plastic sub-roof under here. Now, the correct way of cutting this kind of metal sheet roofs is to use pliers that are designed for it, but I don't have those. So I'm going to go with a jigsaw and a metal blade. Let's hope it will do the work. Okay guys, don't do it the way I did it. Please use those pliers. And I'm definitely going to use those once I do the roof for the main cabin and even the mini cabin. Somewhere I read that this point where the two panels line up, I should put screws on this side as well. I just put one on the top and it didn't feel right, so I am not exactly sure. Let me know in the comments if any one of you know, should I put screws to this part of the metal as well? If I do, is it enough that it just goes through both of these panels, or does it need to sink to the wood as well? Also, I was thinking that these edges here, I left them overly tall. If it's raining heavily from this side, it can accidentally get underneath here. But I was thinking that should I like bend these and drill it from the side to this panel, or should I get that kind of corners here that really are designed for that? But for now, I think this is good enough. And I still have to cut this one as well. That's horrible. So this one comes here to the front to prevent rain from getting inside these holes that are up here. The roof is ready. Not the prettiest one, but at least it covers the whole roof and it should protect the plywood underneath there and the walls as well. And now finally we can go and cross one more thing out of our list, and that is the roof. And my spouse brought me some pie. Really good pie. Let's do the rest of the paneling and finish this front side. Oh no, it's starting to rain. It's not bad for the project, it's just bad that I have all my stuff and tools and everything here. There's already a huge wasp flying around here, probably finding a place to nest. Right there! Ah. One thing I am a little bit scared of is bees and wasps, especially wasps. Bees are usually busy. Wasps are just useless, annoying creatures. Now we can finally cross off that we have done the walls. It's currently 8 p.m. but I still want to install the door. I'm going to do a long day today as well. Now let's try to flip this over without breaking it. Oh, it's surprisingly sturdy. Oh, yeah. I think that's sturdy enough. Let's see if it fits. It definitely fits, but I need to take a little bit off from here because those screws are touching it. I had these thin pieces under here, but now is the moment of truth if the door opens. It's close, but I need to take this one off here. This one here, it's already broken and it is a little bit above the floor level. So I need to get rid of that one. Let's see if I can actually, yeah. It is so thin I can just carve it off. Yes! That is so amazing. It's perfect. We have a door! So I can finally cross the door over. But I still have to do the window, install a toilet, paint and plant potatoes on this trip. It's currently already past 9 p.m. So let's just put something here that it closes or stays closed, and then I call it a day. Oh wow. I am just truly satisfied on how that turned out. But I'm really hungry and it's late. I also need to take a shower. I'm not on the mood of heating up the sauna because I have sweated the whole day and it's been a really warm day, but I have a shower with me. So let's test that. So this right here is a pocket shower my brother gave me ages ago, and we had this in our tiny camper van before. We didn't use it at all, but now is the perfect time to test this. Oh, now that was refreshing. I still have 75% of battery left, even that I've used a fridge the whole time, plus charged my power tools, my camera batteries, my phone, my wildlife camera and stuff. Of course, having that solar panel out there really helps, but as you see, it's not the best weather for a solar panel. Oh, my body is just so exhausted. I worked on the outhouse from 8 a.m. to 9 or past 9 p.m. So for 13 hours today I worked on that outhouse. So now I get to enjoy this meal. Would you look at that? Now that's done. By the way, just yesterday I got confirmed that I am getting a mini cabin here, because I'm going for this kind of a pre-built mini cabin so that I can just quickly get it done, have a nice shelter for the winter, and already this summer start building the log cabin. I want to have as much focus on the main cabin as I possibly can have. So in the upcoming episodes I need to start working on the foundations of both the mini cabin first, but then also the main cabin. But I have difficulties deciding on how I will make the main cabin's foundation, because there are basically three options. I can either remove all the frosting ground, cover it with this kind of defrosting panels, then do the foundation on top of that. Or option two, I can dig really deep holes and fill them with concrete, just dig it under the frost level and it will be fine. Or third, I could use this kind of modern metal screws I used on the outhouse, but for a cabin that size they would need to be massive, and I think I would have to have a lot of them. So those basically are my three options, and I don't know what is the best here. So let's continue building tomorrow. Good night.
Well, good morning. It was a crazy windy night and even my mosquito net came down. But I don't hear it's raining, which is a great thing. Oh look, the power is still on and I have 65% of battery left. So yeah, last night it turned off. I think it was on eco mode, so it saved power and turned off the AC. Because this night, no issues at all. And thankfully I'm not in a hurry, because if it doesn't start raining, I will most definitely continue working on the outhouse though. Now that's done. So I might as well read a few of your comments. At Brian McCord, is this enough logs for the roof as well? The roof won't be made out of logs, and I think even the roof structures won't be made out of logs. So what I most likely will do is just make like a square out of logs and then make the roof from store-bought lumber. Or I might even mill my own lumber, not sure yet. At Samigo X, saying that the best thing would be to build the cabin as close to the water source as possible. I mean, of course, that would be the logic if you don't know the terrain here. Where the spring is, it's a wetland. It's really moist, wet soil. So I don't really want to build a cabin there. At Unknown 333A, now that all logs are debarked and stacked, are you planning to treat the end grains with wax or paint to slow down the drying process and prevent from cracking too deeply? I was thinking about that actually, because I was not sure should I do it or not. Some people have commented that I should do it, but when I'm looking at these logs, there are literally no cracks on them. So I am not too worried that they will crack from the tapes, because these have been already drying here for long, especially this pile up here. These are the freshest ones, but they are in direct sunlight. Direct sunlight is not good for drying logs, but this was the only place I could fit them here. But I can't see any cracks. No cracks at all. I don't think I necessarily have to do that. Those are now done, so let's now make a window here. For that, I'll need some bigger tools. That went surprisingly well, but oh man, I can't breathe in here. Chainsaws are not maybe meant to be used inside like that. Although I had the door open, it was still horrible. Normal windows cost hundreds of euros. Even a window that size was 100-200 euros. So I went with a budget option. This is just a plastic plexi. Now this part is extremely satisfying. Wow. There we have it. A huge window. Now my plan is to cover up the screws and everything, but I'm not exactly sure if I have enough of wood here. Okay, so I don't have enough wood to do the frame this time, but I can already cover these edges. Oh, I missed a screw there. Wait a minute. What I can do now is cover up these edges with Sikaflex. This is the same stuff that I used on my camper van and everything, and I have to do these edges as well.
I didn't do it on the bottom here because what I'm mostly worried is that if it rains here, even when I have the boards, it might leak water between there, and that would be the first place to start getting mold. Our window is done. And now I can lock the outhouse. Well, who would break into an outhouse? Not exactly sure, but just gives me a peace of mind knowing that nobody can access these when I'm at home. Next up, let's figure out how the toilet is installed. So that goes there, this here. I have two holes here. The other one will go through the roof and there will be a ventilation fan on top, and the other one just goes here, and with this I can adjust how much air goes through, so it should ventilate everything up to the roof and outside from there. And from back here, right there is the hole where pee will come through, and it doesn't just go into the ground, it will go into this canister, and this canister then needs to be emptied every now and then. But in order for the pee to flow to this canister, this needs to be lower than the hole here. So I really need to start digging. Now that's definitely below the line. Before we continue any further, let's put on the pipe and see if it flows properly. Listen! It's working! Yes. Okay, now that's working, and the toilet is pretty much installed now. Only thing I have left to do is do the roof vent, but that has to wait until next time. All right, let's get back to work. Now I was thinking that I could already paint this so that next time when I get the toilet installed, it's already ready to use. Now the paint that I'm using is leftover paint from my van build. I bought way too much and now I have a bunch of it left. I wasn't planning on painting the inside of that, but now I have white paint, so why not? Also on my stream yesterday, somebody told that if you paint the interior of an outhouse with white paint, it should help preventing like wasps nesting in it. I have no idea why, but I don't mind if that happens. Ah, no! Ah! I have paint all over the floor! Shoot, I dropped it and it spilled everywhere! Oh no! I mean, I think I have no options than to just paint the floor as well. I mean, I can maybe save the floor still, because if I use that paint to the wall, I can probably sand off the excess paint that's left there. There is a hole. Now the first layer is done, but it definitely needs a second coat. Alright, I just finished a second coat here. And I think it's looking pretty good already. Now the floor is a mess. After I spilled all that, I didn't even bother washing out the rest, so I really have to do something about that next time. I also got some paint on the window, but no can do. Time to clean up this mess. Those I most likely just use as firewood, but here is all the wood that I might use someday. I mean, we definitely got this outhouse so close to being done. We almost installed the toilet, so let's cross that out. Only need to do the roof vent, and then we painted the interior of the outhouse. I believe the forecast changed a bit because now the sun is shining. It would have been perfect to cover the outside, but I'm coming here back soon, so hopefully then it's better weather to do the outside. Now, overall, it is looking really great. I'll have to do some final detailing to it and probably even do some kind of skirts here, because these are supposed to be completely under the outhouse. When it rains, the rain goes there and it will go underneath there and it will start molding. So I need to do some kind of skirts for the outhouse. I need to go get the tractor here so that I can pack everything easier. Okay, so the main cabin's location is approximately here. So the outhouse is still relatively close, but far enough that you can do your business in peace. But also, if it smells, it shouldn't smell all the way here. Look, I had it stored on top of these logs, and look at the color difference. It's just crazy. Next time I come here, I need to take more of that cord so that I could have these solar panels up there on the pile in sunlight through the whole day. Power off. I will take this with me home so I can charge it up. Also, these are pretty pricey, so I don't want to leave this here. Now, the last thing left to do is to plant potatoes. Right here are some potatoes my father-in-law gave me, and he said that potatoes basically grow anywhere. Set up a small test here, see if I can grow some forest potatoes on this property. It would be so nice to have potatoes on your own land without too much work. You can see this potato already has some roots growing, so I'll just toss this in, cover it up. Now this soil, I have no idea how good it is for growing potatoes, but let's do a test run. That was fast. And now this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I have no idea what kind of video it turns out to be because I don't know if I lost half of the footage. The outhouse really turned out well. I continue next time building it and hopefully we can get it finished. A huge thanks to Blue Eddy for sending me the Apex 300 and the solar panel. I can finally have off-grid power here. It really helps to have a fridge, be able to charge my power tools, camera batteries, etc. It really makes a big difference. Now So if you enjoy the video, remember to like and remember to subscribe so you won't miss my upcoming videos. I post a new video every Saturday. But otherwise, thank you for watching and see you on our next adventure.